speaking of young players that are doing their thing, I mean, for the duration of this year, since the NBA picks really, the draft, I can't think of a player that's been more spoken about than Wemby. What do you make of how he started, how he's getting along, and maybe perhaps even give us a look into your thoughts for him as the season goes?
Oh man, he's just different. Like he's standing on one side of the rim, reaching around to the other side,
I saw
dunking.
that.
He's just a yeah, he's a
Ridiculous.
nightmare to cover. Yeah, he's a nightmare to cover. He's agile. He has good core strength because he changes levels fast, in motion. So that takes a lot of core strength. He's 7'4", and he can shoot the ball. So, I mean, as long as he stays healthy, he keeps working hard, keeps a level head, it's sky's the limit for this kid. It's like he's ridiculous.
But the big criticism is, his stature. He is a very lanky, very small, skinny, if you would even, player at the moment in a game that is a lot more physical than it's ever been. I mean, it's reminiscent of that, that Chicago Bulls with Dennis Rodman, where it was always physical. The Scottie Pippens was a physical game. At some point, the game looked to be a lot more, fancier, where people could get away with not having the build. But not now. You need to have a little bit of muscle on you. Are we expecting that he puts on some muscle?
Nah, this is a tricky thing, right? The rules of today's game protect the offensive player. So it's really not as physical as it may seem, right? As soon as you touch them, they throw their head back, they throw their arms up, and they get a foul call. But to build strength, you don't necessarily need to add a bunch of muscle. So it's ways to build core strength, inner strength, without putting on a bunch of muscle.
Come on, Raphael, you don't think he's too small?
No, I mean, I don't, especially for how the game is played today and what he's doing. As long as he does recovery training and keeps his limbs and everything strong to protect against ACL, MCL, ankle rolls, stuff like that, I mean, he's naturally going to get bigger and stronger. He's 18, 19 years old? So the focus shouldn't be for him to add muscle right now. The focus should be for him to gain strength and for him to firm up his limbs. That should be the focus. I mean, in my opinion.
Yeah, he turns 20, I think, in January already. So he's going to be 20 in January. Still a teenager at the moment, but absolutely fantastic with his abilities and what he's able to do in a basketball court. LeBron James winning this, and there's obviously, it always awakens a lot of talk. Where does this put him as an individual in basketball and sporting memory?
I mean, me personally, Jordan at 1.
Always.
I have Kobe Bryant at number 2.
That's the conversation
and
I want us to have.
LeBron James at number 3.
Even with what LeBron is doing now
Kobe
at his age, you still have LeBron over him? Sorry, you still have Kobe over LeBron?
Kobe. Yeah. I mean, Kobe was doing things with torn ligaments, and he was still playing and doing it. Like, he hurt his right hand and played a whole game with his left hand and had 40. I mean,
is there anything LeBron could do to surpass Kobe in your view?
I don't know. I can't say no. I would have to see it. But, you talk about greatness and a player. I think Kobe Bryant is a better basketball player than LeBron James. He's more skilled. He's better. Now, LeBron may go down with his greatness being more than Kobe's. And, that is more of an argument, I think. But if you ask who's the more skilled and better basketball player, it's Kobe Bryant.
What was that saying? Records can be broken, but being the first, that's for life.
There you go.
Listen, I really appreciate you, man, Raphael. Like I said, when the season did end, we need to catch up a lot more. There's a lot of basketball fans in this country, and what you guys are doing down at the Cape Town Tigers, I think it's only right that we get South Africa excited about basketball all over again.
And thank you. And Andile, just to say one thing, speaking of NBA, so the NBA Africa League, the BAL, Basketball Africa League, has extended their season, and they brought a window to Johannesburg this March. We're playing at home. They brought the window there because the Cape Town Tigers are there. So these fans need to really come out, because all I've been hearing about is Rwanda's fans and Dakar's fans. And we need to show up in South Africa, in Joburg, in March for the BAL to let them see what good-looking, stylish, loud fans look like.
I'll tell you what, when it gets close to that, we'll have you on. We'll speak when you arrive. We'll speak on the weekend of the games again. This is the biggest platform for sport in South Africa. This is Metro FM, the mighty Sports That Amplified with Andile, and we'll definitely do our best to amplify that.
I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for having me.
That is Rafael Edwards, all the way from the United States of America, speaking all things NBA. Of course, we're speaking about the Lakers' first win on the first ever NBA Cup, defeating the Pacers 123 to 108. LeBron winning the MVP and AD dominating the tournament, especially in that final there. We spoke a little bit about Wemby as well, and it wouldn't be a basketball conversation if you don't rank LeBron after such a big win. I'd love to know from you, what does this mean for you? I mean, he's winning a tournament the likes of Michael Jackson and Kobe never played. He's the first to do this one. But what does that mean at his age to still be doing what he's doing at the level that he's doing it? 23 after the hour 6. When we come back, let's go to Cape Town. It's 25 after the hour 6 on my team Metro FM. 086 0002160 is where you can call us, taking your calls from 1845, and then 060-552-7303. I see your voice notes are already coming in. It's 060-552-7303. We're changing conversations now and speaking to Stellenbosch Football Club coach Steve Barker. Always a pleasure to have Steve Barker, a friend to the room here. Steve, thank you so much for talking to us, coach. Welcome.
Yes, thank you. It's always a pleasure speaking to you guys as well.
I'm actually glad that we're speaking to you, because I was a little bit worried and I was praying that this happens, coach, because the last time we were speaking to you, you know, you were on the low and results weren't looking good, last season already. And I would have hated to have called you for the same thing again. But now it's the complete opposite. Look at you in a final and all.
Yes, no, I think the last time we spoke it wasn't going that well, and I said hopefully we can speak if we get into the final, one of the cups. But yeah, we lost in the semi-final. But yeah, we've now reached the final, so, good form currently, healthy log position in the league table, and, first final as a football club. So, yeah, a lot of excitement and a lot of anticipation for Saturday.
I mean, so much respect for what you're able to do there in coming back, coach. I mean, at the moment, it's 9 without a loss, isn't it? Just the 8 straight victories and a draw. That's phenomenal result.
Yeah, I know. I sometimes just got to pinch myself and remind that, that type of form is really, really good. So, yeah, 8 wins from 9 and only the draw at Chipper. That's fantastic form, and, credit to the players for stepping up, and, credit to everyone for changing things around. So, we just got to keep it going and not be complacent, and, we've got to keep improving and ensuring that we stay on top of things. So that's important as well.
Many might have been worried, Dupree, Mendieta, Olwetu, Ox, all leaving you. But I look now, I look at your goal scorers in 2 games ago, a 22, 23-year-old and a 21-year-old. There's just so many young players within your team that are coming through the ranks. And many teams might be asking, how are you doing it? Because you're losing quality players. You're building these players seemingly for the bigger teams. They come and they take them, but you're able to get more talent into the Stellenbosch team that gets firing as soon as it starts.
Yeah, no, Andile, we're very blessed to have had a really sort of group of players that were exceptional. It's the DDC players that won the league. Went on to the Next Gen tournament in the UK and won that. Players like Jaden Adams, Devin Titus, Antonio van Wyk, Liam de Kock, Kobawaki Sibanda, Mervyn Boji, to name a few. They've all now graduated into the first team. And the big part is, a player like Devin Titus, although he's young in age, he's over 50 caps. So is Antonio van Wyk, over 50 caps PSL, and Jaden Adams is already over 100 caps for the club, and he's only 22. So I think that playing young players, it's always a bit risky, but you do have long-term reward, and I think we're starting to reap the rewards of those young players now, showing the maturity and kicking on to be real, PSL players.
I mean, you throw in an Aura there, you've got, over 10 goals from players all under the age of 23. That's phenomenal. But, Coach, and I need to ask this. I mean, we've never seen such a promotion of so many young players that, get a starting berth at a team. Do they have it in them to go the season? We're almost halfway with most teams at the moment. Can you bank on young players, who start off well, who are doing well at the moment? There seems to be an understanding and a social factor that works within them. But can they go the season, you think?
I do really think so. As I said, a lot of them are already sort of starting to have a lot of caps behind them and showing that maturity. So I really do. I think, we've got good depth in the squad. We've got a squad whose age are all in their prime sort of footballing age, from ages, young to most of the players are between the ages of 23 and 28. So that was an intentional sort of, plan for the squad, is to have players in that young sort of peak performance years. And there's a good balance to the team. I think a lot of the new signings we brought them, like, Janino Palace, Thabo Moloswane, Ishmael Toure, Aniset Ura, Daryl Macheke, all stepped up and shown that they can also compete for starting positions. So competition is healthy. There is depth in each and every position. And I think, after sort of 5 years in the PSL, we're starting to believe that we really, really belong here. And now the next step is, to keep pushing for higher honours.
Because if you keep this team for a good 2-3 years playing together, one can only see great things coming up, Coach. More finals and perhaps even, pushing for that 1 or 2 position, or at least pushing that number 1 team as far as you can, and competing with the Cape Town City and as well as SuperSport that are within that top 4.
Yes.
But I just wonder, Coach, in the back of your mind, do you feel like me, where I sit there and I'm like, they're doing so well, but I wonder how many of them are going to be with them next season?
Yeah, I do at times wonder, but I think, we've intentionally sat down as a club, and you've probably seen recently in the media that, we've signed a lot of our sort of core players that we believe can carry the club forward to higher honours on all long-term contracts. People like Ikram Reyners, who's got an improved contract, and Devon Titus, we've, lengthened his term of his contract, the same as Jaden Adams. We're busy with a couple of other players. So the intention is not to lose players. I think that, we're getting to a stage of the football club that if a team came for Jaden Adams, for example, we would only entertain a European move for him and a move that would enhance his career. I don't think we would want to entertain a player going to another club in South Africa. I just don't think some of the players that belong there, they belong at higher levels. So we're competing, we're at the highest level. So the next step for them must be, either Europe bound or elsewhere, but not locally.
Wow, that's amazing. It's good to hear, Coach. I mean, it gives you some sort of, serenity of mind to think, I've got these players, and if they were to go overseas, that's something you'd look forward to as well. You'd love to see them grow in that way. It's brilliant to know. And is this, of course, with the backing of the leadership, the chairmanship, the owners of the club?
Yeah, I think we've sort of sat and we've had to dig deep over the first 3 to 4 years in terms of staying in the league and losing quality players on a regular basis. And I think we've sat down and I think there's a club sort of decision that we've got to try and make sure that we keep our best players, and if we do lose them, it's for the benefit of the player's career, and it's for the benefit of the country at large. So if players are going to go overseas and get exposure there, they enhance the national team, and I think that's where we are thinking at this stage. But yeah, you'll always have that challenge that teams even locally will still come in and throw a lot of money at the club to take players. But I think we've evolved as a team that it won't be happening as often as it has been.
I'm going to read some of your results to you, Coach, and then I want you to tell us your secret, because obviously the last time you conceded over a goal was the 3-1 loss to Mamelodi Sundowns. Since then, listen to this. It was 3-0, 2-1. I think it was 2-0, then 2-1, 0-0, 1-0, 3-0, 3-0, 1-0. You're not conceding any goals.
Yeah, it's been an amazing defensive sort of effort from the team, and I think in the last 8 or 9, the 2 goals that we did concede after the Sundowns loss has only been a penalty and a free kick. So, I think in 9 games we haven't conceded.
What are you doing, Coach? Let us know. What are you doing? What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes sometimes I think you just do things for a long period of time and it just all falls together and you can't really put your finger on exactly the reason. I just think it's hard years of just, sticking at it and really working hard as a football club. putting foundations, putting structures into place, and just maybe one day it just all comes together. And but still a final to be played, still a whole half of the season of the league to play. So it's also important for us not to get ahead of ourselves. But we've also got to enjoy moments like this. We've had tough times, so when it is going well, it's also important to savor those moments, and may they long continue.
Let's speak about that final. Firstly, congratulations once again, making it into your maiden final. We hope for many more for yourself and your team. TS Galaxies, who you're facing, a team that, you beat just a fortnight ago, not so long ago. I think it was 7 games ago where you were able to beat them. You've watched them progress to the final as well. They've got a great coach in Sia Dramovic, some great players as well. What do you make of the final?
Yeah, I think finals are always a very, it's a tough once-off game, that there's a lot at stake and a lot to play for. So, any previous results or form table, I think, goes out the window when it comes to a cup. They are a good team, well coached, as you say. They're a difficult team to break down. They don't concede many goals. They've got some real sort of strengths in their team, a lot of pace up front. They're really good on the transition, and also difficult to break down. So definitely a lot of work for us to do, but at the same time, if we play to our potential and we continue doing what we have been doing of late, and we handle the occasion really well, I also believe that it'll put us in a big position to win our first trophy.
Coach, we really do wish the very best of you. It's a team that's on form versus a team in TS Galaxy that has been blowing hot and cold. When you look at their last 5 results, you go down to Polokwane. We wishing for the very best for you. How must the team be feeling at the moment? The young players in their first final. How do you keep them motivated and keep their heads straight going into this? Most of them, if not, I can imagine a huge chunk of them have never actually played a final in any team at senior level.
No, it is a bit of a challenge. A lot of the players, as you rightly say, haven't been in this type of game. But I think it's just hyping the game up too much. It's getting a good balance of getting the players focused and concentrated, and knowing that they're one game away from making history for the football club. But at the same time, staying composed and controlling the emotions and not getting the emotions to get ahead of you. It's normal preparation with a little bit of heightened sort of focus and concentration for the final.
Coach, you recently, I saw pictures and I saw your name amongst the coaches who are busy with a CAF A license that you're busy putting together there. How did that go? And with the new rules that are set to kick in, where a coach who doesn't have a minimum A license can't coach in the DSTV Premiership, what are your thoughts on all that?
Yeah, no, look, I think it is important. I have a UEFA A license, but unfortunately I'm not 100% sure. I don't think CAF recognizes UEFA, and I believe it's because UEFA didn't recognize the CAF A license. So, I have to do the course, but it's always good to get knowledge again and to be in the classroom and learn. And, there's a lot of really good coaches on the course that I'm learning a lot from, as well as the instructors. So we've had 1 week. We have another week in January and then March, and then we finish in June with 2 weeks, so it's a 5-week course. Learning from others and learning from the instructors, and I'm just these type of things you've got to just really look in a positive light towards it and take the most that you can out of it. So far it's been really good.
Most of us think it's such a good idea to finally professionalize coaching in a professional league. For so long, you could just walk into a change room and be given the coach's badge. Some of us are looking at it and saying it's about time. We've been asking for this, for it to be professional, because it's going to start showing in players that are growing. You look at coaches that have the high badges, and you can see they grow players. You can see players that come from the DDC, such as yourself, grow into big name players. And that's the reason most of us are thinking it's a great idea. Overall, as an idea to equip coaches, or say, if you're not equipped, you're not allowed to coach here. Surely something you support?
Yes, no, definitely I do. I think in many other professions, any other careers, you have to have certain levels of qualification to do your work. I agree 100% that we need to be highly qualified. I think the important part is not to just have once-off courses every now and then, but to have a lot of courses, and even have courses where youth coaches are equipped to be really good coaches, to be able to coach our youth and grassroots level. So, I think if we can get that done and roll out all the courses from top CAF A all the way down, it can only bode well for the development of our players. And it's really important for me, and I'm glad that the standards are being set.
Listen, Coach, there's a competition that's currently running about the game. There's 900,000 rands that could be won. The question they've been asked is, how early do you think the goal is going to be scored in this match? Are you going out for an early goal? Help me out here. Are you going out for an early goal?
Yeah, no, there's a decent prize money on that. So maybe
do you know what I mean?
I must maybe chat to the coach of Galaxy and one of us score early and let the other one score and we share the money. Yeah, no, I think it makes it exciting. It's great. I think South Africa is one of the few countries that I know of that are always innovative with some of these sort of cup tournaments, and I think it's a fantastic idea. Maybe from the kickoff we'll have a plan to try and score.
Speaking of money, how's Ikram Rainer spending all that guap? Gee whiz, he could build a house from just winning man of the matches, huh?
No, he has been doing well, and he's been getting a lot of prize money. So, yeah, it's good for him. Footballers don't have long careers; that's a short career. So when they can benefit from competitions like this and winning money, it's good for him. So, I'm trusting and hoping he can win again on the weekend, which probably means we've done well.
400,000 is what it's going to be if he does. Coach, thank you so much for talking to us. All of the best, man. And we're going to be watching the game. It's going to be live on SABC. We look forward to a cracking game. Thank you for everything, and good luck for the rest of the season if we don't talk again. And I know we're not going to speak till perhaps the end of this year as well. So all the best for the season.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much.
Coach there of Stellenbosch Football Club. It's a man who's just had such great form of late. The last 9 games, no loss, just 1 draw. It's been fantastic. It's 18:43 on the Mighty Metro FM. We're about to take Oma to speak about the CAF Awards last night. Nigeria and South Africa, the 2 big winners. But before that, Timmy, did you call that team that I spoke about that hasn't paid their players?
Yes.
Are they going to come on?
They haven't picked up, but I'll try them again.
No, I don't want to get on here and look like, I want them to come on and explain themselves. I don't want to out them. And then there's a team, I must tell you as well.
Yeah.
There's a team that's paying their players in cash.
Yeah.
Not into the account, they're giving them cash.
Yeah.
Somebody comes to training and gives them wads of cash.
We have a problem here.
Like money. Like, here, have money. Like
not bonus.
Not bonus. No salary in cash for 2 months now. Salary in cash.
And how does the taxman deal with that money?
We need to talk about these things. But firstly, let's go, and we're going to give them an opportunity to come and explain themselves first. Let's go to Oma Akatugba, friend of the room. We love him. UEFA accredited journalist and founder of Oma Sports Television. I was supposed to be with him in Marrakesh, but unfortunately I couldn't go. My ticket had to be cancelled because I had to stay home. Oma, my good friend.
Hi, good evening, Andile. How are you?
No, I don't like this energy. You are in Marrakesh, one of the most beautiful places in Africa. Come on.
Very lovely, very, very warm, welcoming, amazing place.
Listen, we saw the CAF Awards last night. South Africa doing well, Nigeria doing well, Morocco doing well. What is your overall feeling on what you experienced last night? You were in the room, you were with Osimhen, you were with some of the big names. What are your feelings on what happened yesterday?
I think it was a good event. It was colorful. It was glamorous. But I don't want to be too harsh.
If you're not too harsh, you're not Oma. Talk to me. I want the Oma on here. Talk to me.
You get the feeling that there's still that disorganization with the event. I'll tell you this now. The opinion of Victor Osimhen, one of the people in Victor Osimhen's entourage, was that the event was not organized. Some people around him anyway. And you get the feeling that we let ourselves organize the event.
Oh, man. Timmy, let's make a plan there. We need to hear what Oma's saying. He's always got great things to say, but that phone line, they're not great. Let's try again there, Malcolm. Let's try again and see. Oma.
Yes, can you hear me?
I can now. Let's try again. Sorry. You're speaking about the actual event not being properly organized, you say?
Yes. You could feel that there's still a lot of work to be done in terms of meeting global standards. And even before the event, I was approached by the communications manager of CAF, who happened to be in South Africa, and he was quarreling with me over my statement online where I was asked if the event still has the prestige that it used to have many years ago. I was saying things like we need to change our mindset. We had a little bit of an argument. And after the event, I went to him and I said, it's not about changing mindset. It's about changing the way we do things so that can affect our mindset. You don't sell a lie. You have to put in the work so that you can tell the world what you've done. So I think that there's still a lot of work to be done, but looking at where we are coming from, you have to give some credit to the current team of CAF.
And then what about the actual awards then? I mean, I agree with you. I attend every CAF event. I missed this one, of course, because I had other things to do. And I do think from where they've come from, they're trying to build up, but that's a conversation you and I are going to have on another day. And perhaps I'll get the communications manager, Lukolo September, I think is who you're talking about. I'll get him on and we'll have that conversation. But talk to me about the actual awards. I mean, Nigerians doing so well, collecting the awards from a male and a female point of view. And then on the other side, you had South Africa as well, doing fantastically well.
That was a very good one. For the first time in about 24 years, we saw a Nigerian player claiming the biggest award of the night, and of course the second biggest award of the night, and then in total winning four awards. That was incredible, winning the Goalkeeper of the Year award and, of course, Team of the Year. That's where I was a bit surprised, to be honest. I expected Morocco to win that one because, I mean, looking at how they've done in female football, being a debutant, I like how they built female football in that country. I like what they've done, and I like what they did at the World Cup. Maybe based off of that, I thought that they could have won the Team of the Year, but surprisingly, he went to Nigeria. Of course, all well and good. So it was a great night for Nigeria. Of course, shared between Nigeria and Morocco, and then South Africa in there with this elite.
Percy Dow as well, Mamelodi Sundowns as well.
Yes, Percy Dow, exactly. Mamelodi Sundowns. It was as expected, to be very, very honest. It was as expected.
Well, Oma, I've never spoken to you when you're this calm and when you're this satisfied with everything. So I think, despite what you're saying, the guys at CAF clearly have done well because this is the best I've ever seen you. You are Victor Osimhen's good friend. Does he hold this award to esteem? Is this going to be an award that goes high on his mental? Was he excited to be honored by CAF and by Africa?
Absolutely. He was very emotional, as a matter of fact. He's a very emotional guy. He appreciates, this sort of accolades, especially one of this magnitude. He made a post on his Instagram, a very touching post, talking about, his journey, how he lost his parents, what this means to him. Because you can imagine the importance of such an award. It means a lot to him, and he said it, while making a speech last night. He's very elated, he's very happy, proud to be the best African footballer of the year. It means a lot to him.
Oma, my friend, next year is our year to watch a game together, so I do appreciate it. Thank you so much for always coming on.
Thank you, and congratulations to South Africa.
Oma Akatugba, UEFA accredited journalist and founder of Oma Sports TV. Hey, wouldn't you home love just a fresh new coat of paint? Give it the Dulux promise. Trusted Dulux is a world-class paint that stays beautiful for years. You'll experience its covering power. You'll see its exceptional finish. You'll enjoy its lasting durability. That's the Dulux promise. Durability, coverage, and finish. Get to your store and buy Dulux to win your share of 700,000 rands today. T's and C's apply. With Dulux, you'll love your home. What a weekend of football. Some scintillating ties to set up an incredible week of sport. European Cup fixtures are back and Betway are giving you a final chance to win your share of 640,000 rands with their Champions League group promotion. Don't forget to visit betway.co.za for all the latest amazing promotions during the holiday season. The action never stops with Betway.
Visit betway.co.za to bet on every unforgettable sporting moment. Get way more with Betway.
Get ready to dive into a sea of music and make a splash this summer with Metro FM. From the latest chart toppers to throwback classics. Got your summer soundtrack covered.
All right, here we go.
Call Metro FM now on 0860 002160. Drop us a voice note on 060 552 7303.
Waking up, I'm too turned up.
Good evening, Mr. Andile and the Metro FM listeners. Merry Christmas.
Salute. Hey, man.
Oi. As a Red Devils fan, I just want to say shout out to the Red Devils. We have to make it big today, or we're going to stay home at Old Trafford and play in Europa. But hey, it's an uphill battle with our inconsistency. But obviously, with greats coming from our club and current greats, we have the GOAT of all time, also CR7. Obviously, now we have the new versions. Garnacho, we have Bruno, we have Rashford. Ziakala and Andile, but I wish them all the best. When it comes to the useless Bafana coach, Andile's favorite, Mr. Hugo Bros, is going to come with excuses in January. You know already. That excuses, he must sell it in Pick and Pay under the no-name brand.
Andile's favorite.
And yeah, Happy New Year to all Mzanzians. Salute.
Hey, listen, man. Manchester United have to beat Bayern Munich. It's a tough one. I'm not even going to watch that game because there's also FC Copenhagen that take on Galatasaray. You've got Lens that take on Sevilla. You've got PSV Eindhoven that take on Arsenal. Napoli play CS Braga. Union Berlin take on Real Madrid. So I have plenty of games to watch, guys. I am not watching Manchester United. I am just not doing it to myself.
Evening, Miss Andile.
Hey, Bashan.
From Dival. Yeah, what a coach you have in the studio tonight. In Steve Barker. Yeah, I think he takes to the better and more professional development that Stellenbosch is having. So they can supply players to the first team. I think that's why there's a consistency that everyone is there to see. Yeah, big up to your show.
Ma and the Metro FM listeners.
Hey.
Let me just wish Babu Steve Barker and his team Stellenbosch as they prepare to take on TS Galaxy. I wish they take this beer cup. Thanks, it's Petros from Pretoria.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Let's take your calls. I think it's Xolisa that's down in Cape Town. Xolisa.
I'm here in Joburg, not Cape Town.
Oh, you're in Joburg. My apologies, man. Talk to me.
Hey, who's that?
Tell me what Kapa nje. Kumande Kapa mshaman.
Dabuya nenza ngapha seGauteng because eKapa kukude neGauteng.
Oh. Talk to me.
Andile, I want to complain to you as a sport person.
Go for it.
I believe that boxing is not covered largely by your show, and I understand that maybe your target market is specifically football. There's a case that is going on against Minister of Sport, Uzinzikodwa, and Naloba Babatingu Matiti. I would love you, Wenabra Andile, to call Umatiti on the show, call Boxing South Africa, call one of the representatives from Uzinzikodwa, and then have discussions about boxing, because the fight they're having now, because I heard that Umatiti is complaining that they were not consulted before the new board was appointed. And I heard that the minister did send invitation to this association to send their candidates who were going to be elected for this newly elected board. So I would love Andile to hear from that.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong in that. But this is an interesting story. It is one that I have followed up. It is one that I have watched. And I do know that we do have our colleagues here at the SABC that, do focus a lot more on boxing. But, when you guys decided you wanted rugby, we covered rugby like no one. When you guys decided you wanted cricket, we're the best at doing it. If you say that you want us to cover this particular story, because I think it's an interesting one and we love telling stories here. Zizi Goto is a call away. But that Matipi, we can definitely in Boxing South Africa get them on. It's something that we can do. So let's figure it out. And I don't think it's about Nyaga, man. I think maybe early next year, let's get into it. Let me sensitize the minister and have him come on.
No problem, Puti, because we want all our sports to get the same treatment that other sports are getting, so that umuntu abe the choice yakhe yangithola.
No, I completely hear you. I mean, I remember that story. I mean, I listened to it, and it's an interesting story, even if you're not a boxing fan. It's just one of those South African stories, Minister of Arts and Culture says he wrote to him. He wrote to Umatiti to say, hey, man, can you nominate Abantu? That's the last I remember. That's where he stood on this matter. But let's have them both on and let's have them go for it. I think it would be a great conversation to have, and this is the biggest platform to have it on. It's a South African challenge at the moment that must be taken. It's fine. We'll get to it.
Thank you so much, Buti. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. It's 18:58. The time is gone. We did have a lot packed into the show, but perhaps let's play one more voice notes as Faith makes her way in.
So Andile. Nah, my G, let's be positive. I feel like we're gonna win tonight. About just watch United. I feel like this is the biggest game tonight. It's Man United against Bayern. What do you mean you're gonna watch other games? So let's be positive. I feel like we even got we were unlucky against Copenhagen with the red card, and even Galatasaray we were unlucky with that red card because we lost those games before because of the red cards. And even Bayern, if you watch the first game, they were lucky. We ran out of time. We're gonna win that game. I feel like even it's just unlucky, Andile. Otherwise, we're gonna win tonight. Yeah, I feel like I'm supporting Bafana now. Like we need to beat Bayern and Galatasaray.
But we need to hope as well.
Copenhagen.
Yeah.
But let's be positive, man. We're gonna see. I feel like we're gonna win tonight. But I'm not sure about
it's just not in our hands,
drawing with the Galatasaray. I'm not sure about that.
Listen, I have not watched the Manchester United game this season. I will not be doing that to myself. I'm gonna leave my heart to girls to break, not the men running around in the field. I gotta get out of here. Thanks so much for being part of the show. I gotta get out of here. From myself and my entire team. Hey, Olapar. Pela. That's all.